A lot of times, walking through receiving, you grab somebody cold that seems like they want to talk, or you start talking to staff to see maybe if they've talked to somebody that said something to them maybe about wanting to talk. Receiving is totally hit or miss.
New detainees arrive by the dozen every day at Chicago's Cook County Jail. Most of them have only been accused, not convicted of crimes, and are being held while they await trial.
Back again?
Call his ass up here.
You back again? For what? Come here. Damn. You like jail?
Hell no.
Why you back?
When they come in here, they're defeated already. Once you come in, you already know I already lost for now. And let me latch on. Whoever wants to listen to what I have to say. You used to be?
Yeah.
What, traveler? You a four? What are you in for?
When's the last time you was in here? Messing up, man, for real.
It be like that sometimes.
I know.
It's over with after this.
What can you do though? Help yourself out. Help me out. Nothing?
Can't sing or dance, but damn.
It's always the same song from us, except their response is a little different depending on where they're at in their lives.
What's up?
I'm lost. Talk about what's going on in here, man.
What's going on in where?
In this county, sir.
How you know? You still got civilian clothes on, man. You ain't been in the county yet. This is receiving, man. Where you from?
Oak Park.
What kind of case you got?
Domestic.
Domestic?
Sir, something I didn't even do it. That's what we're talking about, too. About what's going on with
You're here to talk about,
okay. I ain't talking about the case. I was just trying to,
But you want to talk about something important, man.
man, I haven't ate, man, ever since Friday.
And I look like the Pizza Hut delivery guy.
Finding a good informant is always a roll of the dice. But today, following a tip from jail correction staff, Criminal Intelligence Unit investigators have plucked a new inmate with real potential. He's giving up inside information about a Mexican drug cartel operating in Chicago. Police already assume he's got the connections. They seized several kilos of cocaine from his car during a traffic stop. He's facing narcotics delivery charges and up to 60 years in prison.
As far as we know right now, he's just a driver, but he's a trusted driver. He's somebody they kept in the mix. They trusted him enough to give him locations, drop-off points, pick-up points. So he's connected. We just don't know how far yet. He's not too crazy about coming forward. All the guys he was working with, the guys he was moving for, they pretty much left him in the dark. So he's got to fend for himself. He knows that.
The inmate, whom we'll call Caesar, declined to speak on camera. What he reveals to investigators is that he hauled drugs and money for two separate suppliers, one that runs cocaine and the other heroin. He says he made multiple trips to a house in Buffalo Grove, an affluent northwest suburb, to pick up large quantities of heroin.
We just have an address. It's a house right in the middle of the block. There's no names. Everything's nicknames, and that's how everybody knows each other. That's their way of concealment. They tell him how to get there. He jumps in the back of the truck. They hand him the bricks. Drives away. Takes him where he has to go. Comes back 3 weeks later. Drops off $500,000. A few weeks go by. He goes picks up more bricks. So potentially at any given time, you might have $1 million worth of money in there, or $1 million worth of product in there. One trip, he can make up to $55,000. The temptation's rough, even for somebody who's legit working a real job. You're making $55,000 to drop off. That's pretty hard to pass by.
At this point, authorities have no proof of criminal activity at the target residence, only the informant's word. So Sheriff's Police investigator Larry Rivlin sends an undercover unit to watch the house. He and members of a Northwest gang team later follow in their own unmarked cars to conduct surveillance.
We see any movement coming from the house, if there's any vehicles coming and going, we're going to have other patrol cars take down that vehicle and try and ID the driver and our passengers. If we get lucky, we'll have someone coming out dirty, meaning they'll be carrying some heroin with them. If that's the case, we'll be able to possibly get a John Doe search warrant to search that residence.
Thank you.
know. Somebody keeps coming through the window next to the doorway. There they are again. Looking out the window, Not sure if they're looking for heat or if they're expecting somebody to show up to pick up a package.
Good.
All right, so we're just going to go in and sit down this block,
Yes.
black out.
We're in position facing the house opposite you.
First floor.
Do you see movement in the far right window from your angle? Oh, there we go.
Either he's leaving.
Hey, let's come back on again.
Yeah, those blinds on the right are definitely shut. This is weird. I get that.
50 miles away, on the opposite end of Cook County, a different kind of waiting game is playing out in Chicago's south suburbs, where sheriff's police are on the prowl for dope hustlers and gang members.
This job takes a lot of patience, especially when you're on drug dealer time. They don't have any fixed schedules at all. The criminals work 24 hours a day. Most of the people that we go after, those are going to be your more aggressive criminals out here. There's one criminal I talked to once before, and he told me he spent a lot of time in jail. He's not going back. He said that if I ever corner somebody who's been to jail before and they have nothing to lose and they don't want to go back to jail again, he says, you're going to have to kill them because they're going to try to kill you. You just never know when you're going to run into that person out here.
That's the reality that every cop faces on every stop.